Yes, J-Doc, CJ, and Feed the Gorilla. They call us alternative, yeah, cause we ain't vanilla. We got the hard-hitting facts coming out that Manila. For the truth in the media's afraid of the realest. Check the statement of the deep state, yeah, they faked it. Mainstream news pull the cover up as sacred. Everybody hates it, but who's the one to face it? It's rogue news to expose truth to the nation. Yo, who the ones are not afraid to speak the truth? Educate the youth, exposing lies and who they listen to. Hey, they want to call collusion, you ain't got the proof. Who? A lot of people lying now, but what they got to lose? Yeah, but we're not like that, only interested in facts. Making sure we get it right on the trust of the mass. Population's only strong when liberty's intact. And as a wise man said, if it's not, it will last. That was George Washington, by the way.
Good morning, everyone. All right, folks, it's Thursday morning, September, I think it's September 20th, 2018. And the music is going to start again.
No, we're good. Hour down.
It's the notorious monetary monkey of mayhem with my main man, El Cuco, the master of the flux capacitor. We're giving you the news. All the views and everything that's important to you. Check us out, roguenews.com. Follow us on Twitter at Real Rogue News. Rogue News, Facebook, Steam it, DTube, every single podcasting app. Known to humanity. If you can't find us under Rogue News, just type in Rogue Money. We're still probably at some moniker. We're still flying under that moniker, maybe in certain platforms. And also, guys, check out our sponsors, mycbdedibles.com. mycbdedibles.com. That 30% off sale right now exists for those delicious, delicious white chocolate pecan truffles. My God, you take a bite of that, you go home and slap your mama. It's so good. You want to slap your mama and kick your dog. I don't advise you to slap your mama and kick your dog, but it's that good. So check it out, mycbdedibles.com. And also, guys, you know, it's a great time. It's a great time. It's a great time to be in crypto. It's a trader's market. So if you're ready to learn how it all works so you never get screwed over ever again, join the cryptoschool.io, the cryptoschool.io. Check it out. On and on and on. Rock on. Trade on to the break of dawn with Z and Cowboy, because those guys don't sleep. They are always making moves in there, and people's lives are being changed, man. Go check it out. Seriously, no BS. Straight up. Also, guys, check out remaincom.net, remaincom.net. Whether you are facing collections, you got debt issues, maybe, you know, you got people coming after you, they're threatening to take everything you got. Before you freak out and head for the hills, contact RemainCom. Let these guys help you. Or maybe your financial situation is fine. You just need some money for a business startup. Maybe you want to, I don't know. Maybe you want to buy something. Maybe you want to buy something that's very expensive. I don't know. Maybe you want to buy a home. Maybe you want to buy a car. Maybe you like that McLaren 720S like I do, and you dream about it because it's hanging on your poster in your room, and you're saying to yourself, "Damn, how can I come up with $400,000 to buy this car?" Well, RemainCom.net can help you. They got a lending group that can get you, again, based upon your credit, your employment, all that other good stuff, up to $800,000 unsecured. That's right. You don't have to put up your house, your spouse, or your child as collateral. How lovely is that, CJ? That's a good deal.
Nice.
Exactly. And with that being said, Siege, what is crack-a-lucking, my friend?
Hey, good morning, V. Doing great. Hope all our listeners are having a good day so far. It's Thursday. Hard to believe that it'll be October before we know it. And
dude, it'll be like the new year before we know it.
Isn't it insane? It's just insane how fast time this year went by. But with a new year comes new opportunities and exciting things happening. So stay tuned right here. It's a big day at Rogue as well, V. We got a lot lined up today.
What got going on? Tell the people, Siege.
So you want to listen to this broadcast, you want to share it. You want to listen to it again if you want to, and then come right back out at noon. We'll have Hanging with Harley. We got the Trading Terra Dome with Dex at 2 p.m. And then don't go too far, because we'll be following that up with Cuss with Gus. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cuss with Gus. I'm ready to cuss with Gus. Isn't Gus supposed to be in New York at this point?
Gus will be in New York next week, right? And he'll be there for like 8 or 9 days. Yeah,
I will be hanging out with Gustavo.
That's just trouble. That
Oh my God,
that
what's
is
that?
just trouble. I was telling Gus I sent him a link to he did a speech at one of the anarcho polcos, and obviously he's not there, cussing and all that and everything. And so I'm going to try my hardest to make it out there, V, for that trip, to at least hang out for one night. But I had to show my wife a video to say, hey, he's not a crazy guy. Look at him. He's talking professionally.
Talking professionally. He's not really nuts.
It's not all about rub downs and getting drunk. It's a little bit too early for that. But anyway, come back.
Oh my God. See, I'm just waking up, dog. I'm just waking up. So this morning, I had my main man, London Paul, sent me something pretty freaking awesome. And leave it to Paul. Paul has his eyes and ears always open. He's like a radar station, just absorbing all sorts of info, gathering data. And he found an interesting clip. We found an interesting clip that I'm going to play for you guys. Okay, hold on. Let me just get to it.
I got it queued up already, V, if you want it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh darn, CJ! Here I am thinking I'm special.
No, you are special, V. But if you want me to play it, I'll play it. I mean,
no. I'd rather have you play it.
Okay. All
so
right.
that people can hear it. That 9-minute mark. If you can get to that 9-minute mark, I want you to play it loud and proud.
Roger that. Okay, let's connect real quick. All right, here we go.
When I sat down with them and presented cases, one of them was a bipartisan case. A guy named Moria Rasso for this board that came before us. We unified in the oversight committee, and we said this person should be prosecuted, and he said no. No, I'm not going to do it because they won't prosecute themselves. When's the last time you actually saw the federal government prosecute a federal employee? It just doesn't happen. And Jeff Sessions has been the worst. Yeah, he's been the worst with that. Brian Pagliano, I go through the case.
The IT guy.
He was the IT person with Hillary Clinton. He worked 4 years at the State Department in the IT department, and the State Department said he never sent or received an email ever. He got immunity from the federal government. Immunity, so we wanted to talk to him. He didn't show up at our committee hearing twice. We held him in contempt. We sent that over to Jeff Sessions, and when I sat with him, he said, no, I can't do it. It's too close to Hillary Clinton.
What was the most shocking? Too close to Hillary Clinton?
That was his excuse, that it was too close to Hillary Clinton. And then he has the gall to put out a tweet and say, oh, well, I don't do anything politically. I looked him eyeball to eyeball, and that's exactly what he told me.
Is that the most shocking thing you found?
The whole book is chock full of this stuff, but yeah.
I'm still reporting.
Go ahead, V.
That is I don't know if that's Senator Nunez.
Jason Chaffetz.
I'm sorry. That's Senator Jason Chaffetz, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Here's Senator Jason Chaffetz. This is trust the plan. Trust the plan. QAnon, he knows it all. V, you're an idiot. London Paul, you're a moron because you guys don't believe in Q. You don't believe in Q. You don't believe in the plan. You don't believe in the storm. The storm is here. Hold on, CJ. I'm gonna cue up some storm sounds over here, CJ. Some storm sounds. Yes. Here we go.
V, let's keep in mind, Jason Chaffetz was no lightweight in
No.
House of Representatives. He was chairman of the United States House Committee Oversight from 2015 to 2017.
Yep.
So he knows. So he was one there leading this and doing the oversight and the investigation part. Go ahead.
I'm playing the storm. You hear the storm in the background?
Sounds like running water.
It sounds like a flushing toilet.
Oh.
Ooh, the storm. Anyway, look, guys, all kidding aside, right? You got Jason Chaffetz, probably one of the better guys in the Senate, right? One of the guy who was really him and
Nunes.
Yeah, Nunes, Gowdy, Chaffetz, Jim Jordan. These guys had their fangs on, and they were going hard body against Hillary Clinton. Hard body. Teeth out, fangs out, claws out, balls to the wall. These guys are going for the jugular. Y'all wonder what happened to all the Senate Intelligence Committee hearings? You wondering what's happening? You wonder where Gowdy's investigation is right now, and Nunez and Chaffetz, he's gone. Jim Jordan, all these guys. These guys were getting stonewalled, roadblocked, and cock-blocked every which way they turned. Every which way they turned. And you know who the central figure was? Do you know who the central figure was?
HRC.
Well, yeah, it's HRC, but who was the one? Remember when I said that Jeff Sessions is a C blocker?
Yep.
Remember I said that from Jump Street from like over a year ago? I was like, Jeff Sessions is a C blocker. Something about this guy, he's just there to cover guard. He's just there to run interference. Right? I said that over a year ago. And more proof is coming out. Who is the guy? Now you might say, oh, it's really Rod Rose. Who does Rod Rosenstein get his marching orders from, CJ?
Well, yeah, his boss.
Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions, right.
See, Jeff Sessions is dangerous in the sense that he's a guy who's literally playing dumb in front of you. He's a guy who gives you this image. He gives you this image. I am a devout evangelical Christian. I don't do anything like that. I don't like to politicize. It's the honorary office. It's the honorary office, CJ. Meanwhile, Jeffy, check this out. We know that the latest swamp creature to get an advancement was the Attorney General in the state of West Virginia. Whose boy was that? Who got him that gig as the AG in West Virginia? Well, it was Rod Rosenstein. Under whose blessings did Rosenstein do it? Rosenstein said, yeah, Jeff Sessions signed off on it. He liked my choice. He gave me the blessing to open the door to allow this AG, a swamp creature, to be the the new AG over at West Virginia. You know what I'm saying? So this is happening, and here's Chaffetz saying, "Yeah, we're about to prosecute this guy. All of a sudden, immunities are going out like lollipops. We've subpoenaed him twice. He doesn't show up. We held him for contempt of Congress, which we could throw him in jail for. We go prosecute this guy, and who is that up in the sky? Is it a drone? Is it a plane? Is it a bomb? No, it's Jeff Sessions. Here comes Jeffy. Little Jiffy Pop Sessions. Jeff Sessions, the curmudgeon of the Senate. Here he comes, the curmudgeon of the DOJ. Boom. No. Jason, I think there's a problem here, Jason. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to arrest this man and bring him to contempt of Congress. And no, first of all, Jason, not only did I give him immunity, Jason, but I'm going to. Why? Well, it's real simple, Jason. He's too close to Hillary. We can't bring him on board. In other words, you were willingly impeding justice. You were willingly playing interference for HRC. You were willingly stonewalling any sort of investigation. Do you know who this IT person was who was with Hillary this whole entire time? CJ, take a guess who this guy is. CJ?
Tell me who it is. I can't recall his name. I've never heard it before, but
I can't recall his name either, but I can recall his role. He was the guy who set up the bathroom server.
Yeah, he set it up. He built it himself. Yeah.
He built it himself. He configured the ports. He's the one who set up the firewalls or non-firewalls. He's the one who set up the security for it. He's the one who designed it. He's the one who connected it to the DOJ computers. He's the one who had it configured with her BlackBerry and have a push email pop server set up. Don't you think that guy is possibly important to any sort of investigation? I mean, don't you think so?
Just a tad. Just a tad.
Just a little bit.
And then to claim he never received any emails from Hillary at all. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
The level of stupidity.
Mm-hmm. For 4 years, he was with Hillary. He was Hillary's technology czar, basically. He was her right-hand man when it comes to setting up the server. And hot on the heels of this, I don't want you. See, there was a time when you folks would have thought to yourselves, some of you would have thought to yourself, trust Sessions. Oh, there's a rift here. Rod Rosenstein is acting up. That means it has nothing to do with Jeff Sessions. The DOJ says they're not going to put out unredacted material. That has nothing to do with Jeff Sessions. When Trump says, I don't have an AG, oh, that's just political theater. You know, that's just part of this kabuki theater, this strategy that Trump has worked out with the Q group. Devoid of any evidence. Devoid of any evidence. Here we go. Justice Department vows to investigate after second Veritas video exposes deep throat types, right? But before we get into that, okay, it says over here that the FBI, the DOJ, to defy the Trump order, redactions planned as top deep state Dems. Let's not just call them deep state Dems. Deep state Dems and Republicans demand insubordination despite President Trump's Monday order for the immediate declassification of sensitive materials related to the Justice Russia investigation without redaction. The agencies involved are planning to do so anyway, according to Bloomberg, citing 3 people familiar with the matter. 3 people familiar with the matter. I mean, think about it. The president, the chief justice, the chief executive officer of the United States government orders his Justice Department, orders his AG, Jeff Sessions, orders them, release the Russia investigation papers and emails and all the documents you got unredacted. The DOJ's reply is no. Who's calling the shots at the DOJ, CJ?
Sessions.
That's right, Jeff Sessions. You see, this fact is brought before you. It's a fact. Trump does not like Sessions at this point. He's going to fire the freaking bastard. He's going to fire him. But it does not matter. He's going to fire him because he's not, at first you could have said, oh, Jeff is a little slow. Jeff's a little slow. He's an old man. He's a little slow. Then you could have said, well, Jeff, maybe he might not be, he might not be too smart. He might not be the sharpest tool in the shed. But now look at it. You can't call it a little slow. You can't call it a little dumb. You can't call it a little not the smart sharp. This is willful obstruction. This is flagrant obstruction. This is a flagrant disregard and disrespect to the office of the President of the United States. This is flagrant disregard to the will of the American people, like they even cared about the will of the American people in the first place, CJ.
Oh, absolutely. It's treason, right?
It's treason.
Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, James Comey, every one of them, treason. Let's call it what it is. Let's roll the dice. Let's roll the dice. Let's declare martial law. Let's bring in the military and have them arrest every one of these bastards. Clean house, vacate House, Senate, new elections across the board, the entire United States. Let's roll it. Let's do it right now.
No one's got the balls to do it.
Let's do it.
No one's. And CJ, there's enough evidence here to have these guys dead to rights. There's enough evidence here. Golly, man, if a couple of guys on the internet could put two and two together, I mean, I'm sure at the NSA's vast data mining operations that they have a little bit more than a few in terms of dirt, in terms of treasonous activities on every single one of these charlatans. They have enough proof to have these people dead to rights. Chaffetz makes an interesting point. When was the last time a federal employee prosecuted another federal employee? When was that? When was the time when one senator got thrown in the slammer? Or an ex-president or a first lady got arrested? When was the time a whole entire group of governmental employees were arrested? When was that? Not ever. Not ever. And CJ, again, yesterday, following up on the theme of James O'Keefe and Project Veritas. The Justice Department vows to investigate after a second Veritas video exposes a deep throat types within the Human Health Services. The Department of Justice on Wednesday said it will look into allegations of misuse of government resources to advance personal interests. My question to you, audience, do you think for 1 second that every single one of these people that work in the Justice Department and other various governmental offices are pursuing their own political agendas contrary to the terms and conditions of their governmental jobs? They're all doing it. In the latest undercover video, DOJ paralegal and Democratic Socialists of America member Allison Harbar. You got to look at how infiltrated. You see, guys, I became aware of the DSA USA, the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA USA group back in, I'd say the late 90s. And back then, I thought they were a bunch of wackadoos. I didn't think for 1 second that these guys were actually going to usurp power or have influence. But then you start following the breadcrumbs and you start realizing, holy crap, there's a whole bunch of not only just members and staffers that are in various levels and stages and departments in government, but a whole damn near swath of congressmen and senators. This is dangerous. So Allison Harbar, I don't even know how to say her damn last name, reveals that there's a lot of talk about how we can, resist from the inside. How about I drop your stupid dumb ass over in Venezuela and you can go resist over there? Democratic Socialists. Jeez Louise. That's because the socialism was really never tried in its purity, and that's why it never worked. This elusive mist called socialism that actually works. And then when I respond that, hey, dear socialist moron, it has been tried 289 times, and it has failed every single time. She discusses a fellow DSA member working from within the Department of Agriculture who is, quote, slowing down the process by which people are eliminated from food stamp program. The PV Journals actually mailed it to you in physical snail mail, post office, and then you got it. That's awesome. And then she responds, yeah, it's kind of like the Nixon deep throat type of thing. We have a member who works for the people who distribute food stamps. And they can take that away, and they're slowing what they do, What they're doing means that people are going to be able to stay on food stamps for another month or two, which is like really important. Says. Her name is also appears to use her DOJ work computer to research DSA political targets, including looking up the license plate of a lobbyist in order to organize a protest outside his home. Please come on my property so I may shoot you dead or beat you to a pulp. Either way is fine with me. In another portion of the video, Jessica Schäuble, another former chief of staff for the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services under the Obama administration, says there is like a little resistance movement. Look at that.
Isn't that cute?
So cute, CJ. We have a fifth column in this country, and the American public don't give a rat's rear end because they're sitting on their hands. They're sitting on their hands with their thumbs up their butt waiting for Q to give out a breadcrumb. Schäuble also states that she received confidential information from a friend at the Department of Health and Human Services. In response to the Veritas videos, the DOJ spokesperson said, these allegations are deeply concerning. Department policies prohibits misuse of government resources to advance personal interests. We are looking into this immediately and have referred this matter to the Inspector General as well. Oh, CJ, pray tell, what has this great Inspector General done for us lately?
Woohoo!
I'm going to play a clip.
He doesn't have the ability to prosecute anyway. All he can do is refer.
Oh, yes. Here's exactly. So they went ahead and they went to the Inspector General. The Inspector General. And this is what you hear. That's what you heard. Crickets. The Inspector General goes out. He does his little dog and pony show to make it look like, hey, dear American taxpayer, here's your taxpayer money at work. Let me show you how our great democracy operates, our wonderful constitutional republic. Let me go out and investigate this because I am the general inspector and I like to generally inspect. So he goes forward and puts forth his recommendations. He goes to old Jeffy Boy Sessions. Hey, Jeffy Boy Sessions. There's a lot of problems here. We got some deep throat activity in the Justice Department, and I'm not talking about the gays that are working there on knee pads, fluffing some of the sodomites that are in the higher reaches of the government. That's not what I'm talking about, Jeff, because I know those things kind of irk you in the wrong way because you being a strong evangelical and all. But I'm talking about the deep throat types, the spies, the fifth column in the Justice Department. Yeah, it's a problem, Jeff, and yeah, it is a problem that James O'Keefe once again strikes again with Project Veritas. But don't worry, I'll make sure that nothing happens after this, and this too shall blow over. After all, we can't fire Allison and Schäuble. We can't fire them. And the other idiot, Krafka, we can't fire him as well because it's impossible to fire any federal employee. So all's well. So here's my report. I'm going to go play golf. Have a nice day, Jeff. And then Jeff has this, he puts it in this basket. You know what the basket is called? F it. It's a big basket that you throw paper into that you don't want to look at. It's called F it. And he just throws it in there. And that's it. Nobody hears about it. We might have an article mentioned here and there on some alt media sites. Maybe a quick blurb on Fox News. That's it. You'll forget about it. And you won't give a rat's rear end that DSA USA and these crazy leftists, they are weak, pathetic beta people, beta males, and feminists are literally, even though they can't fight you physically, what they're doing is their machinations have led them to the very levers of control. They've taken control of the ship. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the crazies have taken control of the airplane and they're going to crash it into the building. And we, the big, strong Americans who have an opportunity to go there and kick ass and take names and beat these idiots and hang them off the lampposts, can't do nothing about it. Can't do nothing about it because, you know, Crash the plane. Well, I really want to get up off the seat, CJ, but it's one of those reclining chairs that they have in the airplane. It's a reclining chair, CJ, and I'm being served a chilled bottle of Dom Perignon 76. Dom Perignon 76, a chilled bottle of that, and I don't want to get up from this beautiful plush, first class seat, and the in-flight entertainment's really good, CJ. I don't want to shut it off. Yes, yeah. The plane's probably going to crash, but I don't know. I hear there's a rumor in the economy class back there that somebody named Q is about to storm the cockpit with a band of patriots and take control of the airplane. So until that's happening, I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to say a word, and I'm going to just enjoy my in-flight entertainment. Gone with the Wind is on. It's and right after that is Hangover Part 2. I can't miss that. It's a great comedy. I'm just gonna chill out here, Siege. I'm just gonna chill out here, enjoy my my in-flight entertainment, and drink my Dom Perignon 76. Have some quail. Yes, have some fried quail. It'll be quite delicious, and some bruschetta. And I'll just wait for Q and the guys over in economy to come storming up the gates. And when I see them move, I'm just going to get up, I'm going to unbuckle myself and get up and join them because, I got to trust the plan. Meanwhile, the plane is about to hit a mountain. Do you get it, folks? The more we do nothing, the more we're not engaging and really putting to the test these crazy theories that are out there. The more we're not taking to heart these freaking James O'Keefe videos that James is out there is busting his ass, revealing, here you go, serve it to you. And you're not out there screaming bloody murder that you won't have the game. See, the left has the will. The left has the will. They are committed. You can lightheartedly make fun of them and say, yeah, they're a bunch of jobless idiots and basement dwellers. That's why they can do that. I got a job. I got this. But at what point is your country more important than your job? At what point? You better have a damn good exit strategy, my friend. You better have a damn good exit strategy because this is your kid's future. This is your grandkids' future. This is the future of this country. We've been given a chance. We have a slim margin of error here. A very, very slim margin to hit this home and to take this all the way and to score. We have a very, very slim margin.
B.
Yes.
Here, and again, I mean, how many times has this stuff been exposed? I mean, we remember under Obama, the IRS with Lois Lerner, how they were targeting conservative groups. I mean, all these things are really not pointing out like anything new. We don't need any more congressional hearings. We don't need any more testimony. And here's the real danger. Okay, so here's the real danger that we run into because free thinkers, libertarians, people that really don't define or align with any political party, but they want to believe in something. They want to vote. They want to champion someone that's going to reform change. Here's the real danger: that in the event that actions don't happen soon, Trump is going to lose that support of those people, those libertarians. He's going to lose support because they're going to align and they're going to fall, to the belief system, not to the belief system, to the thoughts that Trump was in fact, selected, not elected, to play part in the charade, play part his role in The Apprentice, the WWE wrestling, to play his part to transition America through the financial collapse and everything that's going on the last 2 years of there's going to be arrests and everything like this. It's just there is a distraction to keep us away from what's truly happening with the world economy, and it's very unfortunate. And it gosh, it hurt. I hate to say that. I hate to say that he's playing a role. But if things don't happen, that's what we're going to be led to believe. And it's very unfortunate that I'm saying that. But I think that we have to keep all things in perspective, and then more dangerously realize that I don't want to ever become part of that Obama movement where, despite Obama was bombing other countries, all these illegal acts, that there were still those worshipers who Obama could do absolutely nothing wrong. And I'm seeing a lot of people following the same line in regards to the way they view Trump, that Trump is some figurehead, that he's this holier than thou figure up there and all that. And that's the danger into, is that he can do no wrong, despite the fact you look at the massive debt that he is incurring, the continuation of wars, the Saudi alliance with Yemen. I mean, when you take a look at all the facts in there, nothing has really changed. Yeah, there's been arrest and of some pedophiles and all that stuff, and I'm happy of that. But when you look at the bigger thing, the thing of substance that really matter, government spending's bigger than ever. The government's even growing and getting bloated. Yep. The income and the wealth disparity in this company just took off. You know, these corporations are bigger and wealthier than ever, while the middle class pays for those tax cuts. And yet all these things, these tariffs and everything that are happening, are just driving up consumer prices. Those countries aren't paying for that. That's you and I. And so that's the real danger that Trump runs into, is losing that middle of the line voter that doesn't tout political party more than country. And I want to believe in something. I want to believe that there is going to be a difference, but I need action. I need something to take place, because we're watching. You're right, what you said about the Democrats. At least they're not afraid to play dirty, right? No. They're not afraid to get down in the dirt and play hardball and play this. And all these Republicans, all they want to do is pussyfoot around with everything. Sessions out there saying that, I'm not going to play. I'm not going to politicize the Department of Justice. And we all know that his thoughts are, think about it, he's 30 years in the Senate. We all know that if they move on Hillary, she said it before, she's going to blow this mother effer up. She's going to expose everyone. If she goes down, she's going to take everyone with her, and it's going to expose the massive corruption that's happened in DC. It's just it's unfortunate, and I wish I had a more optimistic message to say right now, other than exactly what you said, V, is now's the time to prepare. Utilize this time. We're getting massive amounts of debts. We're looking at pensions, 401ks that are rolling in to buy U.S. treasuries to fund our bankrupt government. And what's next? So 2019, what's next? Personal bank accounts being utilized to prop up this federal government and prop up and give more money to the corporations.
That was signed into law a while ago, that the government's going to go ahead and take your a good percentage of the IRAs. Remember that was back in 2012. Obama signed that into law as an emergency stopgap measure. If there's any sort of economic downturn, the government will automatically step in and absorb your IRAs and your pensions. I think it's called Myra. Remember the Myra program that he wrote into it? Yeah. That's what these measures are, man. Guys, the sucking sound you hear is not jobs leaving to Mexico. The sucking sound you hear is a wealth extraction scheme that's been at work since 1913. And it's finally running its course. It's finally running its course. And that's the problem here. I mean, look at it, right? See, pull up that article, Wolf of Wall Street right here. Who bought the $1.47 trillion of new U.S. national debt over the last 12 months? And this is what this is what Paul's been saying for a long time. Jim Willie's been saying, I've been saying it. Ain't nobody buying the U.S. debt. Of course, and you have these guys who are still by the book, and they believe the official numbers. You're wrong. Well, the latest sales is that, yes, there are bond sales that are happening, and they are so wrong, they. China, Japan, other foreign investors, U.S. federal government, nope. Foreign private sector investors and foreign official investors, central banks, governments, etc., whittled down their holdings of U.S. treasuries, U.S. securities by $21 billion at the end of July compared to a year ago. Over the same period, the U.S. gross national debt, fueled by stupendous spending binge and big fat tax cuts soared despite a booming economy by a brain wilting 1.4 trillion in just 12 months. So the foreigners having shed 21 billion over a 12-month period, who bought 1.46 trillion of new U.S. Treasury debt? Here's who didn't buy. China's holding of marketable Treasury securities have remained roughly stable despite the arm wrestling match over trade, and its holdings at the end of July is 1.17 trillion. Japan's holdings fell by 78 billion year over year. Russia, always a small holder of treasuries compared to China, has liquidated 90% of its holding, bringing them down to 153 billion. So everybody's selling. Everybody's selling. By the end of July, the U.S. gross national debt had reached 21.31 trillion, up 1.4 trillion from July of last year. As I said above, a truly brain-wilting increase.
And that's under conservative guard, mind you.
So you saying?
I said, mind you, that's over a conservative guard, right?
Yep.
Conservative president, House, and Senate.
Mm-hmm. Here's who bought and shed this paper over the last 12 months. U.S. government pension funds. Social Security shed 44 billion, reducing debt held internally to 5.7 trillion, or 26.7% of the total. The Federal Reserve shed 128 billion through the end of July as part of the QE unwind, reducing its pile to basically 2.3 trillion by the end of July, or 11% of U.S. total debt. So if everyone shed, who bought American institutional individual investors? Directly and indirectly through bond funds, corporate or state pension funds, and other ways, owed 7 trillion or 33% of the total U.S. debt by the end of July, having added 1.66 trillion to their holdings over the last 12 months. It's ridiculous. American private sector investors are buying with newfound passion. Yields have risen quite a bit, though they remain below the rate of inflation for everything up to 3-year maturities. The 1-month yield closed today at 2.05%, the 1 year at 2.58%, the 2 year at 2.81%, the 10 year squiggled the 3% line again to close at 3.05%. The fact that the 10-year yield is so low compared with short-term yields shows that there's a huge demand for long-term maturities. If there were less demand, the yield would have to rise to lure newer investors into buying. Prices fall when yields rise. And anytime the yield rises just a bit on the 10-year, these new buyers emerge in force, and that demand pushes the price up and pushes the yields back down. And this demand for the U.S. Treasury is not coming from foreign entities, the Fed, or the U.S. government funds, but from American investors. And investors are buying anything to get higher yields. Today's mega deal, the 9th largest ever, is one of the riskiest reminiscent deals of the 2008 and 2007, and they're still blowing off the Fed. Exuberant junk market yield chasing fever. So, but wait a minute, Steve. I thought the market's is 25,000, 26,000. I thought everybody's getting rich. Nope.
I think that they pivoted off. I think that they knew that a lot of the big investment firms, I think that they knew that they were going to be transition away from some of the traditional markets, right? Those large stake investment firms were going to be pivoting away from the market into U.S. junk holdings, and therefore that's why the stock buy had to happen. They had to prop up their own stocks because, that's a massive amount of money for private institutions, to be pouring into debt. It's crazy.
Yep, everybody's chasing yield, man. Everybody's chasing yield where there's no yield. Everybody's trying to make money out of this market, and irrespective of the numbers going up and up and up and up and up, what's happening is you have a liquidity issue. You're having a yield problem. And what is happening is that the average investor is out there chasing that yield alongside with everybody else. It's a scary, scary thing. We've seen the same thing. We've seen very similar indicators right before the 2008 pop. It's happening again. I feel great going into this winter siege, this fall winter season. It's going to be wonderful. Siege, we have less than 2 months for these midterms, man. I keep saying it. I keep saying it, bro.
Yeah, the 2 months, and there needs to be a major disruption occur prior to then, because it's not going to get any better post midterms, especially whether the Republicans control the House or the Senate, especially with this latest move. This whole thing with people signing up. I imagine there'll be some Republicans as well that will protest, that will write letters to the DOJ, to the FBI saying, hey, don't release these documents. If Trump does it, he's going to be interfering in a absolutely bogus investigation, right? So how much longer can this continue? And I just don't post-election, even if they maintain it with the House and the Senate, you see the likes of Mitt Romney. I've said that several times, coming in. I mean, I think that they'll be pushing to. I could see someone on the Republican side running in 2020, against a sitting president. I really can, and that doesn't make any sense. But I just think that Trump is disliked just as much, by the GOP as he is the Democrats.
Yep, absolutely. Now you look at the oil prices, man. It's the funniest thing. Oil prices now.
You want to break that down real quick, because I think that's what the world sees. The world sees us as the schoolyard bully, the psychopathic, family member who you never know what type of behavior they're going to be.
We're the crazy uncle at the Thanksgiving dinner that nobody wants to have around anymore. Like we're done with Uncle Bob. He's nuts. He's out of his mind. He's out of his gourd. We're tired of him. He's belligerent, and God forbid he starts drinking again. It's like first they humored us. Like I said the other day, Siege. There was a point where they hated our guts, but they loved our money, so they tolerated us. Right? Now they just outright hate us. They can't stand us, and they can't stand our money, period. Hilarious. Having waged war on Russia's oil sector, Washington now needs Russia's help to cap soaring oil prices. This is great. This is really good, because when you look at it, Siege, right, and if you look at it right, like today, it was talking about right now, Donald Trump is stating, if you pull the article over here, Trump saying the OPEC monopoly must get prices down. So before I get into this Russian article, let me just talk this. Less than 3 months after Trump's latest tweet slamming OPEC, in which he warned that petroleum cartel that the United States defends many of the members for very little money. This must be a two-way street. Reduce pricing now. Trump was at it again, and on Thursday morning, the president lashed out at OPEC, saying that the U.S. protects the countries in the Middle East and... Did I read that right, CJ?
I think you did, yeah.
The U.S. protects countries in the Middle East? Oh, okay. All right. Gain composure. They will not be safe for very long without us, and yet they continue to push for higher and higher oil prices, we will remember. His message, the OPEC monopoly must get prices down now. Okay, fine. The OPEC monopoly. CJ, who started the oil war?
That would be SV.
That
would be us.
Okay. Who sanctioned the biggest producer of oil in the world? Who was the country that to sanction the largest oil producer on the planet?
We did, V.
Oh! Now we're having what? Blowback? And now we want to whine about it?
Apparently.
The crucial midterm congressional elections in November draws nigh. The election cometh. And the Trump administration is feeling the heat over high oil prices. London traded global benchmark Brent reached $80 a barrel price point on Wednesday, its highest level since May 2nd. See, I don't see $70 to $80 a barrel oil going into the fall winter months. I see that usually going right up to the summer. So this is odd. The NYMEX traded U.S. oil benchmark, the WTI, reached over $70 per barrel on Wednesday, while both benchmarks paired gains on Thursday, moving back from 4-month highs as investors focused on risk on the ongoing emerging market crisis and trade disputes that could trim demand as supply tightens. High oil prices, along with corresponding higher gasoline prices in the U.S., have the opportunity to play havoc with the Republican hopes to hold on to key seats in November and retain control in Congress. Such a loss would ensure that Trump's second half in office would face severe uphill battles, and that's an understatement, with possible heightened calls for Democrats for impeachment. The U.S. and Russia and Saudi Arabia are working together to make sure that the world has access to affordable energy. In what can arguably be called an act of concession prompted by worries over spiking global oil prices, Perry said he proposed to creating a joint investment fund to develop new projects with Russia, adding the Russian Direct Investment Fund could be part of such a fund. The RDIF said that it supported this move. The RDIF is a Russian sovereign wealth fund established in 2011 by Moscow to make equity investments in high-growth sectors of the Russian economy. According to the fund's website, it has a $10 billion of reserve capital management. The complications in Perry's overture are obvious. Washington, which has levied numerous sanctions against Russia over a number of issues, ranging from the BS story that Russia took over Crimea, ranging from the BS story of Russian involvement in meddling in U.S. elections, ranging from the BS story that Russia's hacking everywhere it can, ranging from the BS story that Russia's about to invade the Ukraine, Russia's about to invade Europe, Russia's about to nuke Saudi Arabia, Russia's about to do this, Russia. You spent over damn near 700 days damaging, demeaning, sanctioning, disrespecting Russia. Now all of a sudden, you're like, Vlad, we know that, we just been a constant irritation to you, but could you help us bring the oil price down? I mean, folks, this is unprecedented. There are over 202 companies that are coming forward with this latest round of trade tariffs, saying that they're affected right now by the trade tariffs. It's fine when it's 50 billion, 100 billion, 60 billion, whatever. You could bring them in and start a negotiation project to renegotiate Chinese trade. But when you keep on ratcheting them, and China's like, okay, this disrespect is only going to go this far and no further. Now we're being affected. Don't you think the Democrats, if I'm talking about this, don't you think the Democrats are going to be talking about this come the midterm elections? Don't you think that's a platform they're going to run on? Don't you think the platform that, hey, look what this guy's doing, he's creating instability in the energy markets, we're up $80. Don't you think that's a platform these guys are going to pull? But don't worry. Trust the plan, trust Sessions, everything will be all right. So now we're asking the Russians to, hey, you know what? Please stop this. Please bring the price of oil down. There's less dollars chasing oil to begin with. And now you have oil at a very high price. It's not a very good combination, folks. It doesn't play well and it doesn't end well. I'm going to keep warning you guys. You got less than 2 months. Midterm elections around the corner. We lose this one. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. I've said it on Erica Juski's program, Tradcat Night. I've said it in numerous other programs. You got nothing to worry about, nothing to panic. You ain't got nothing. We lose the 2018 midterms. Holy crap. Holy crap. Maybe then you'll stop. Maybe then we'll have some people start listening to myself and Paul when we say, hey, you know what? Don't rest on your laurels. Maybe they'll start listening to us, Siege, when we're talking about, hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Stay vigilant. We got a fight ahead of us. We need to get out there. We need to mobilize. We can't lose this momentum. Now what's happening? Silicon Valley is kicking our asses. Every single one of our YouTube videos are completely demonetized. We lost over 100 subscribers in the last 2 days. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Over 100 subscribers in 2 days magically vanished. You have no idea, folks, between what's happening in the tech sector with Silicon Valley, with the deplatforming, with the censorship. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. This is a scary time to be alive. It's a scary time to see what is happening to this country. It is frightening, to say the least. That's all I got to say, Siege. What do you got to say, buddy?
Yeah, just a quick update. Harley will be on at 12:30. He needs to update his time a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's, just obviously stay vigilant, right now. And then obviously with your assets, again, any layer that's between, this isn't financial advice, any layer between you and your funds, I would be looking to try to figure out what that looks like the next year, potentially, earlier than that. I mean, we're out of tricks. There's not a whole lot more. The tax breaks of this year was just another bailout. It truly was. It was just another bailout for corporations, bring the money in. They understand what's happening here. They truly do. And they're going to see, more RA, more pension money roll in.
Yep. Thanks to Obama. You think somebody would repeal that?
And in the event that the dollar does, slide significantly, we can't raise rates. I mean, if you look at, the emerging markets and you see what the interest rates are right now in some of those countries, it's up like 30, 40%, something absolutely ridiculous, right? And here we're hovering like I haven't looked recently, 2.5%, maybe even less than that. And a 0.25% affects our market so much. And with the debt load that we're carrying, we can't afford to do anything to offset that rate in the terms of trying to counter any type of inflation that potentially is going to happen. So it's just gonna have to be played out. I definitely think that there's going to be a shift, some type of new economic system that's going to have to evolve in here. I don't think it's going to be some type of a debt jubilee. I know a lot of people keep saying, all debt's going to be written off and everything. I don't see that happening. But what's going to be so important is that we don't allow the same controllers. We don't allow the same people who created this mess to begin with, post reset, that we allow those same people to be in charge.
Yep. Absolutely. And with that being said, folks, subscribe, comment, share. Sure you love support for us, and please be patient with us as we're building an alternative platform we're all going to be migrating to. It's the only way. It's the only way we're going to survive this thing. And, we're not going to go quietly into the night. Please be vigilant. Please energize yourself. Get pissed off. Whatever the hell you got to do. Spread the word. We got to energize our base. We have to energize our base. We got to energize people that are like minds to stand up and to make a difference, because we're going to rage against this darkness, man.
Yeah,
we're going to rage against this darkness, and we're going to kick it right in the nuts. We want to crack it right in its jaw, and we're going to kick its ass once and for all. Let's make it happen. This is the Gorilla, over and out.